Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday morning. Today is Sunday, October 20th, 2024. My name is Tina Bickford. I am the Tatted Stamper. Welcome to my craft room. If you are here live and watching, leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. You come back and watch the replay, leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. I love to know that you're coming back and watching my videos. Yeah. So today is, it's a little bit cool this morning up here in the Northeast, but it's going to be in the low 70s today. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all going to be really warm days, cool nights, warm during the day. So that's good. I like nice warm weather. We did get the motorcycles out for a ride yesterday. Wasn't a really big ride. It was a little bit cool. And then we put them in storage, but I mean, the storage unit is close. We can go up there and get them out and take them for another ride. So anyway, so today's card, I said this one is it's a fun fold card. So in the card making world, whenever you have a card that's not standard, a standard 10 fold card or A2 card, it's called a fun fold card, and it could just be something like different way of scoring and folding it, or having some different cutouts or something. Could be anything. So I came up with this one, I think, because I haven't seen one like this before. But where I got my inspiration was, you remember we did this card here that is the missing front card. So it's just that missing panel. So the card that we do today is going to be kind of based on that, a little bit different though. And I don't have a name for it. So I'm hoping that you all can help me name this fancy fold. Good morning, Mom. Morning, Dad. Is Dad watching with you? Morning. All right. So like I said, if you're here live, leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. I am going to switch down to the desk cam right there so that you can see the supplies that I'm going to be using today. So last week we did, was it last week? It was last week. We used some of this. I showed you some of this paper. I didn't use it last week because I used the little plaid, but today we're going to be using this beautiful gold. I'm so excited about this. I love this. Love it. So we're going to be using that. And we went through this paper. This paper is called the Season of Green and Gold, 12 by 12. You get 12 sheets. It is beautiful. And man, I hated cutting into it because I'm a paper hoarder. So I hoard paper. Good morning, Luann. All right. So I'm just going to turn my ring light on. Sorry, but oh, look, it made a little heart. Oh, there. All right. Well, let's get started then. So we're going to use this paper. I'll go through all of these dimensions, and I just want to show you what else we're going to be using. We are going to be using the Golden Greenery. So the Golden Greenery bundle, the stamp set. Hold that up so it's not a glare. So we're going to be using this one here. And the dies that go with it, we're going to be using my favorite die. One of the two dies I bought this bundle for so I could have. We are going to be using the Greetings of the Season dies. I don't know if I've shown you guys those yet, and we're also going to be using the Nested Essentials dies, so I'll show you that. We're going to be using the Old Olive for the color. So, and Old Olive and the Very Vanilla cardstock. So let's get started. All right. So let's just move some of this stuff out of the way. So what we're going to start with is our card base. So our card base is 4 1/4 by 11, and it is scored at the 5 1/2 inch mark. So I'm just going to score that, give that a little burnish. All right. So this one has basically the middle missing from it. I think a lot of people call this the missing middle card, or why they call it whatever. So for this card, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I wanted to do this one on an angle. I wanted some kind of an angle. So I'm just going to come down. My scored folded side is up here at the top, and I'm going to come down this right side, and I'm just going to measure down 2 inches and make a mark. Just a little pencil mark that I can see. And then I'm going to get my paper trimmer. And I am going to, and I apologize for that ring light, the reflection from the ring light. So when I'm cutting at an angle, what I like to do, I'm going to cut from that tick mark right down to this point. So I like to hold the point in the channel, hold my finger right on that, and then pivot the paper around until that tick mark is right in that same channel. Okay. And then I'm going to just lower my blade. Now, when you're cutting, unless you're using a really like brand new super sharp blade, you don't want to cut into a corner. You want to try to cut where there's more paper, so that you don't, because if you try to cut up through this, you could kind of jam the blade up into the corner and crinkle the corner. So we're just going to cut that. Okay. And then we are going to take, just set that aside for a second. We're going to take our beautiful paper. So this one is just over 4. It's 4 1/8. We're going to cut this down. So what I'm terrible when it comes to cutting angles on my trimmer, second angles for my layering piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to line this paper up so that I have even on all 3 sides. Now, if I were to cut at this angle while this was up, even on all 3 sides, then I wouldn't have a border on my angle. So I'm just going to take my paper. I'm going to try to see if I can show you. And I'm just going to move this down to about 1/4 inch, because it's an 1/8 inch, a 1/16 inch, sorry, around the other 2 sides. So I'm just going to move this down, and I'm going to hold this in place while I flip the card over, and I'm just holding, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim right at that cardstock. This is the way I just found it to be easiest. I mean, you could do your trimmer if you are comfortable with that. But then when I flip this back over and move this back up to the 1/16 inch there, I have that nice 1/16 inch border here too. If you can see that. There. All right. We have that. I need to give that card more of a burnish so it sits flat. Okay. All right. So next we're going to, when you're working with a darker colored cardstock, you do want a lighter inside, so that you can do your sentiment or, whatever, write on it or whatever. So we're going to take this piece of vanilla cardstock. Now I like the 1/16 of an inch border around all of this. I don't know why, it's just personal preference. A lot of people will have 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and that's fine too. You can cut your inside however you want. So this is going to go on the inside, this one. And we're going to do some stamping and stuff first, but I just show you how it kind of goes together. Like that, and then that's going to go on there like so. All right, and then I just have a couple pieces of scrap paper, scrappy bit. So I'm just going to actually set this one aside real quick, and then we're going to do some die cutting and some stamping. So I am going to first grab my favorite die. My favorite die is going to go, we're going to do that there. So that's the Golden Greenery dies. That's the one we're going to use there. Now for the Nested Essentials, I think I've shown you these guys before. These are nested dies that are in these 3 different shapes. There's the rectangle with a rounded corner and the banner. And then I'm not sure what this shape is, but the shape. And there's 4 of each size. So we are just going to use, for this one here, we're going to use the second one down. That's the one we're going to use for that piece. Set that aside. And then the season of, the Greetings of the Seasons dies. These ones are really cool too. These are like tags. So open this up here and you can see there's 2 longer, narrower tags, and they all have this, so it cuts out a little hole to make an actual tag. So you can put a string or a ribbon or something through there. So you've got 3, narrower ones here. There's actually this one here that's too narrow. Yeah, this kind of odd shaped one here. We're going to use this big tag one. So we're going to use that one. Set that aside. So this is going to go on the old olive. This one's going to go on here, and this one's going to go on here. Before we do this one, though, I want to do, you guys know me by now. I don't like plain. So we're just going to grab the old olive ink and one of my old blending brushes here. And I'm just going to load that up a little bit. And I'm going to figure where I want this die to be placed, wherever I'm going to place this die. I think, put it up here in the corner here. I want to blend so that this is darker and going up to lighter. So I'm actually going to, what I'll do is, I'll just kind of put my hand here, like this is where I want to have the light. I'm going to come in here darker, and I'm just going to blend, 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 and I'm going to come out here a little bit, and it doesn't look like it's much, but it's a little bit lighter, and I'm just going to come in down here a little bit more with darker, and come up here a little to the light, and nothing up here, because that's going to be the vanilla. Okay, we're going to close that up because you guys know that I will be covered in ink if I leave that open. All right. So let me get my die cutting plate ready. So I am doing dies. So we've done this a million times because I love my dies. Plate 1, plate 2, and you're going to do 2 of the plate 3s. Now the plate 3s are the cutting plates, and they get pretty beat up. So you do want to make sure that you're flipping them this way and this way after each time that you cut, so that you are keeping it, because if you don't, now they do get a little bit bowed. You can see that this one is a little bit bowed, but it's not too bad because I do flip it almost every time I do a cut. So I'm going to put this guy up here, him here, and I wanted this guy like that. So you can see when I do this, this is going to be a darker stem, and then it's gonna like an ombre. It's going to fade up to a lighter color. I'm going to put this guy here, and then this guy here, just like this. And these really don't need, I don't need any washi tape to put these on. The die cutting machine. I'm just going to do that off camera because I don't have enough desk space. I'm just going to move this over to my machine. You guys have seen me do this before. I am going to put my plate on. Oop. All right, so my dies, my die moved. So when I went to put it on, this die moved. So I'm just going to use a little bit of washi tape. And you don't need much. I'm just going to take this guy, just enough to kind of hold him in place right there. And I'll do the same with these guys, just because what I do notice is the cutting plates do get like staticky. So sometimes when you put the top cutting plate on, the dies will kind of get static from the top plate. So we'll just do that. Load that up. Cut, cut, cut. All right. Roll that through. And one last, ooh, big pop. One last big pop. All right, so let's just move all of this off. Okay. All right, let's do these. Let's do these first. We have beautiful tag. Has that stitching on the edges. I love that stitching. It's just that little added detail. And the one from the Nested Essentials, same thing. Is it stitching? Okay. Let me just move that out of the way. And then this one. All right. Poke out those pieces with my Take Your Pick tool. Just get those extra pieces out of there. Like that. And then all of your dies have these little holes in them, and you use them to kind of push the paper out of the die just gently. It just relieves a little bit of the hold. And then and look how beautiful that is. And it's just darker ombre up to the lighter vanilla. Yay. Okay. That is exactly how I wanted it to look. All right. Move some of this stuff out of the way. So now we're going to do some stamping. Put this guy away. I'm done with him. We are going to stamp in our old olive, and I'm just going to get a piece of paper. We're going to be doing first and second generation stamping. So when you have your ink pad, when you first put your stamp, when you first ink it out, it's going to be the darkest color that you have. And then when you, if you were to stamp that again, which is called the second generation stamping, that is going to be a little bit lighter. So you actually you end up with a lot of color versatility, or, with your stamps, that you can get multiple shades of the same color. So I'll just show you here. This is first generation stamp. And then without re-inking, you come in and do a second generation stamp. And see, it's a little bit lighter. So you can use the same ink pad, but get just that little variation in color. So it looks like you're using a lighter coordinating ink. And you can actually even do a third one. The third one, depending on what color you're using, is usually pretty light, so you can't really see that one very well. So we're going to use this stamp. So I loaded my stamp up on here, but I didn't show you which one we're using. So we're using this one here and this one here. So this is the first generation stamp that we're going to use, the darker one, and then we're going to come in with the second generation lighter stamp with that one. All right, so I'm going to load this one up. And this stamp is bigger than this tag, which is what I wanted. I'm going to just have the stem of this come off of the tag. So we're going to come in like this, just an angle down a bit. I'm just going to hold it there for a minute and let that ink really absorb into that paper. So like so. Then I'm just going to get my other stamp, this one here. And we're just gonna ink it up, ink it really good, and then we're gonna stamp off. So we're gonna do the first generation stamp on our scrap paper to get most of that ink off. And this is going to be nice and light now. And I'm just going to line this up over the other stamp. I'm trying to do this without getting my head in the camera. Do that. And so that is what you get. You get that nice two-tone color, lighter and darker. I got these, so I got the two-tone color on this, but I used only one color. So one color ink does all of that. Are they dyes on block that I'm inking? So Luann, this here, is this what you're talking about? This is the stamp. This is the photopolymer stamp that I put on the block that I ink. Okay. I hope that answered your question. All right, so let's start putting this together. Let's start putting our card together. Let's get all of our stuff back over here. And I'm just going to move this white piece of paper. I think that you can probably see these pieces a little bit better on the darker colored. Oh yeah, Lisa, you have this one. You got this one. You got the stamp set. Yeah, this is so. I really, and I'll actually show you. So some of my alternate cards, I'm going to show you. Some of my favorite Christmas cards that I've been making, I've actually been making with these two here, and the two berries. So, all right, let's put this card together. Let's grab our glue, multi-purpose glue. I set these things aside. We are done with that ink pad. Get that out of my way. All right, so I am going to. I'm not done with that ink pad. What was I thinking? Well, you can stamp your Christmas. I'll stamp my sentiment after. I'll show you in my my example card when we go through them at the end of the video. I stamped my sentiment on the inside first. I like to stamp my sentiment first before I glue my paper down, because if I mess it up, I can flip the paper over and start all over again. So I'm gonna really take a risk and not do it for this one. So it's just real light bead of glue. Come in here and I'm gonna set it on the card. That liquid glue, that multi-purpose glue gives you a little bit of time before it gets to, that you can just kind of wiggle that paper around to get it where you want it. A gentle rub on the paper. I'm not pressing. I do not want the glue to smooch out. I don't want to get glue all over, so I'm just going to light rub, just a nice light rub. And then I'm going to come onto the front and I'm going to put my my beautiful gold paper on. I know, and I have all this beautiful paper, and I make these beautiful cards out of these papers, and then I have a hard time parting with the cards because they have the beautiful paper on it. Are you guys like that? Bad. All right, same thing. Nice, gentle. Okay. Just give that glue a second. I'm just going to come over and check the, yep. Okay. Oh, Luann, you've never done stamping? Oh, I need to show you how to do some stamping. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I am going to grab what's kind of left of my oh my goodness, find your words, Tina. Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to grab some tear and tape. So I want the tear and tape to hold my tag onto the card because it is going to be holding on to this very, this is a very glossy kind of a finish, that gold. So I want to make sure that the tag sticks. So I'm going to be using tear and tape. So I'm going to position this tag down here. And where I'm going to line it up with the bottom, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a border over here on the side. And I'm just going to see where I'm able to put the tape, the tear and tape. Okay. So I know that this was the part that I kind of struggled with because I got to turn it over. Now you can use Post-its, which is really what I should be doing. But the Post-its are lined up like this so that when you flip your paper over, you can see that you can only put tape up this way. That's really how I should have shown you how to do it in the first place. So we're going to come up here. And I'm being very conservative with where I'm putting the tear and tape is in reference to the the edge of the Post-it. All right. So I do not need those Post-its anymore because I have my tape positioned. I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to get the backing off. Now I do find with this tear and tape, it is easier to take it off from the side than it is to try to pick it up from the edge. So if you just come in and just take your pick tool and just gently glide it along the edge of that, it lifts that tape right up, just like that. There. And now I can come back in, and I'm holding my finger, my pinky, on the bottom to keep this down, and I'm holding the tag in both fingers, in my middle and my thumb. I don't want this. The tear and tape is very strong. I do not want it to make contact with the foil cards DSP, until I know that I have this positioned where I want it. So I'm just lining this up at the right at the very bottom and have my space over there. Then I'm just going to bring that down. Boom, just like that. Okay, so now I want to put this, I want to position this on here. Now I think with this, I did, on my sample card, I did end up using some glue dots to glue some of these down because I thought that it just was a little bit too fragile, and I was afraid that it would get broken off. So I'm just going to do that. Now I'm going to grab my glue dots, and I'm just going to put one on this guy and one on this guy. And I'm going to position this again where I want him to be. And just press down gently on with those two glues. So you still have some movement here, which is what I like. So you still have some movement there. And then we're going to put this tag on. So I'm going to use my, what's left of my, Stampin' Dimensionals. So I used all of the Stampin' Dimensionals, which are like a hexagon shape, and you're left with these edges, which are technically Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to put those on like that, just like so. What is the name of the tape? Luanna, this tape here, this is called Terran tape. This, it's Stampin' Up sells this. You can literally, it's double-sided tape, but you can literally, like you just saw me, tear it. It's super easy to use. It's very sticky. It's very strong, but it doesn't, like I've used other double-sided tape that when you're trying to use it, it sticks to your fingers and it's horrible. This stuff is really good. I like it. And so this roll of Terran tape actually came in one of the kits. So Stampin' Up has a kits collection that you can find online, and all of the kits are actually this month, they're on sale for 30% off, which is amazing. But I bought kits, and in the kits you actually get everything you need to make the cards in the kit. Everything. You get stamps, you get little ink spots, you get the adhesive that you need. It's amazing. Like you can just buy the kit and you can put the cards together. It's very cool. Okay, so back to this. We're gonna put this one. I'm gonna take these off here. Just position this. I want this. I don't want it centered because this is a tag. So I want to leave this. I may put a ribbon here. So I'm going to position it towards the bottom so that I've got even edges around the bottom and two sides. I'm just going to press that down, and that Stampin' Dimensional that's placed up here is actually helping to hold this guy down too underneath. So have that. And I'm just going to grab some other, some little rhinestones. So these are actually really cool, like sequin, which these also came in one of the kits. So they're like little sequins with glue dots on them. So I'm just going to place a couple of those on here on the tag. Another one down here, right there. Give those a good press. Move those out of the way. And this is our card. So let's let's put a, what do I have? What do I have? Ooh, I have some of this gold ribbon. So let's actually let's do a faux bow. Put a faux bow on it. So I just take the ribbon. You guys have seen me do this before. Just tie a knot in it. I can't tie bows to save my soul for cards. I just can't. I don't know why I have a hard time, but I just do. So I'm just pull that, just gentle, gentle, and I'm going to grab my scissors and just cut that and throw a glue dot on there, right in the middle. And we'll put that right there. Ah, that ribbon is beautiful. So this ribbon is actually, what is this one? Satin edged ribbon. It's gold. I don't know. Like so Stampin' Up! Has a clearance section on the website, and they had all kinds of ribbons and stuff on clearance. It was awesome. I bought a whole bunch of it because I like the look of the ribbon on there. The faux bow, in my opinion, the faux bow is it's less weight and bulk, so you're not having to do like extra postage and stuff because you've got this big thick bow on there. So anyway, that is our card. And I thought, like, I was thinking like, I don't know, like some name like a kickstand card or something, because I thought this tag kind of acted like a kickstand and helped hold it up. You know? I don't know. So just comment and let me know. Like, Luann, I like the open face card. I like that one. What other names? What are the names? What can I call this card? All right, let's take a look at, I'll show you the alternates. So this is the one that I did. This was this one here I did, instead of doing the ombre, the blending, instead of doing it from the stem up, I did it from the leaves down, so that this was a little bit lighter over here, but the rest of it's all exactly the same. And I stamped. This is from a stamp set called, what is it called? Peaceful Season from Stampin' Up. So there's that one. And then I have, I did this one here. So this one's just using some, I think this is called, I think this paper is like Countryside or something. I can't remember the name of that paper. And this is like boho blue. And this stamp set here is I don't know why, but I have this wildflower designs. It's been in my wish list online for the longest time, and I just said I'm getting it. So I loved these little wild flowers down here, and this font. I just love this cursive font. Love it, love it, love it. So that's Wildflower Designs. And then this one, I just added a little bit of the ribbon, and I did this. I taped it to the back side of the DSP and added the little, tied the little faux bow right to that. So there's that one. Then I did, let's see. I did this one here. This is using the same. This is actually the back side to this DSP. So this designer series paper is double-sided. This is the other side. So this is Bubble Bath and Moody Mauve. So I did the same thing there. Instead of using a tag or a rectangle, I just used circles from the Spotlight on Nature and colored with my blending brushes. My blending pens, sorry, my blender pens. Just a little bit on the flowers, just to add that little pop of color. So I have that one. And then I did this one. So same thing. This is just using different DSP This is using the Blackberry Bliss, and then the flowers were stamped in the Pebbled Path, which is the color that's in this DSP. And then I colored those with my Blackberry Bliss. This Blackberry Bliss is like one of my favorite colors. I love it. It's beautiful, beautiful. That one. And then the last one, so I'm still kind of working on this one. This was a work in progress, but I thought this one was kind of neat. Instead of having a shape at all, like a circle or square, I just did this one with the coffee cup. So the coffee cup is actually what helps the card stand for display, and it's open. And this is some of that Country Woods, I think it's Country Woods Designer Series paper, and this is the Latte Love stamp set and bundle. So that is what I have for alternates. And I'll show you one other thing, Lisa, just because you have the Golden Greenery bundle, because you just got the Golden Greenery bundle. I just made this card. This is a card. This is a special order for Christmas cards. So Sharon, if you're watching, this is one of your cards. So this is using the Golden Greenery stamp set. This is that like pine, that little bough for pine, and then just the double stamped berries on that. And this is the Forever Plaid? Perfectly Plaid? It's a plaid. It's an embossing folder. And then these dies are from the Golden Greenery also. Those ones there. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's our cards. So when you if you're going to make these, let me know. Post a picture of your card on this video so that I can see it. I love watching videos and looking at photos of all of the cards, and I love to know that I have inspired you to make your own cards. So let me just switch back to the me camera so that I can say bye. Here I am. So yeah. So if you decide to make the card, just let me know. If you have any questions about the card, let me know. If you think of a name that I can call the card, post your comments on what we're going to call this card. You can help me name it. And yeah. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a good the rest of what's left of the weekend today, and I will see you all next Sunday. Bye.